Crowd on their feet, making some noise, ready for the tip. Round 2 with the Sweet 16 on the line. New starter for Ole Miss in the circle today. Christine Iwala, the junior at 6'2". They wanted some more size. She'll go up against Vonleh. Batted around and into the hands of the Baylor Bears.
They worked long and hard on their sets yesterday, and their 2-on-2, their 3-on-3 breakdowns.
Ole Miss forces 21 turnovers per game to their opponents. As we take a look at our Capital One starting lineups and a couple of changes. And there you see Sira Chinu, the freshman. She gets the starting nod today as well, her 22nd on the season. And we talked about Iwala right there. This is just her 5th start there.
They really want to go right at Vonleh. Can they get her into foul trouble? If you can get her on the bench early, just major props to Mississippi, and they've done a great job at setting themselves up for a great game.
An incredible offensive rebounding team, and we see they gave themselves a chance there. They averaged 16 O-boards a game. Todd Williams, the defense collapsing, and a second chance effort. Madison Scott not giving up on it. Starting lineups for the Baylor Bears. Felder, Walker, Andrews, same 5 that we saw in the first round. Vonleh, pretty finishing touch.
You know, we saw her a lot on the low block on Friday night, but to take you out to about 7 or 8 feet and then put it on the floor against Vonleh, that's a whole, against Iwala, that's a whole nother level.
Both teams know the physicality they're expecting, but both teams also trying to stay out of foul trouble. It's a matter of being able to be aggressive, but stay on the floor.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things for both of these teams, but most especially for Ole Miss, is understand and pay attention to what the referees are calling. And in early going, like, don't go into the well twice if something gets called. Just really try to stay in the moment.
Certainly have to feel it out. Here is Sira Chinu, the freshman from Mali. First free throw good. I'm so impressed with the growth of her game, and they said she is so much better than they even anticipated her being. She's only been playing organized basketball since she was 19 years old. You'd never know it. She's a beautiful shot.
But she's only 21 years old, so that's 2 years if you're good at math.
That's right.
1-2-2, 3/4 court pressure. And against Mississippi, keep the ball away from the sidelines.
Jada Walker, guarded by Tamia Sadler at the point. Walker moving into the point guard spot and transferring from Kentucky a couple of years ago, as that one won't go for Felder.
The miss, but the positive is nice kick out with the double by Vonleh.
Trying the back cut, and Yaya Felder, topside D, followed it the entire way. And what can you get before the defense gets set?
And Iwala's job is not to allow Vonleh to get down the floor early. She's got to meet her, chuck her, and just force her to slow down.
Baylor, they know if they can get into these sets quickly, and beautiful feed inside, draw the D, dish it off.
Sadler with that drive, that was beautiful. Just get the commitment, and it just opens up the wall. The whole thing just parts and invites the layup.
Finish for Christine Iwala, the junior transfer from UCLA this year. As that shot the air ball for Andrews. Sadler in the back. Todd Williams, what a game she had in the first round. Scoops it up. Vonleh says,
Nettie Vonleh at 6'3". Doesn't look like she can run the floor well, but she really just gets going. And just steady progress all the way down. Iwala never stops her progress. She just keeps pushing her further down. Goes to the left hand, and the impact of Sophia Young-Malcolm, the great star who's now an assistant coach for Baylor. You just see her all over Vonleh's game.
Chinu keeps it alive. The miss from Todd Williams. Well, you're right about that. And how about the pace? Baylor getting down before really Ole Miss was able to catch up.
That's a big key, Krista. You have got to beat Ole Miss down the floor. Once they set in half-court defense with the size and length that they have in the perimeter, it's going to be tough to get those passes inside the Vonleh.
Love the effort of Sirachinu getting the start today and going to the bench already. Star Jacobs, who got the start. She started every game but one game before this one, and now her second one on the season. We'll see what she brings off the bench.
Chinu averages 25 minutes a game, efficient, 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.5 steals.
Yeah, she has 76 steals on the season, which is tied for second freshman record. And there's some of the hounding D right there. Scott up to Todd Williams. Gets an open look and sticks it foot on the line, but nonetheless, a smile on the face of Todd Williams.
With the turnover, turn it into points. Ole Miss basketball.
Second turn of the game for Baylor. 4 points off of him for Ole Miss. Been physical, but a fast pace, and Williams losing the D, or Jada Walker behind. That's a good answer. Averaging 11 points a game. Sadler had an open look, can't get it. Bears not hanging on to the rebounds, and it's off the foot of Chinu. Almost a second and third chance for Ole Miss.
All right, Krista, we know you cannot allow Ole Miss second shots. Eventually, it is just going to wear you down. They're going to get second chance points, and they're going to get you into foul trouble as well. Nothing good comes from it.
The Rebels want to wear down the Bears. They're very defensive-centric, Coach Yo McKeown told us. Oh, and one! And Jada Walker had something to say about it afterwards. She might get a warning on this one there. Yep.
How about Jada Walker in the second half against Grand Canyon? Coming down the floor, little change of pace, the crossover, you run 7 right into the screen, and then it's just forget about it.
So
I like the emotion. This game's all about it.
Yep. Not a three-point play, but another chance. The O-board. Good hustle from Fauntleroy. Bella Fauntleroy. Andrews saw the lane, lays it up pretty.
And so much attention to Von Ladd that it opened up the driving lane.
Ties this up. Welcome inside Foster Pavilion here in Waco, Texas. A 6-0 run by the host team and 4 seed Baylor Bears over 5 seed Ole Miss. Krista Blanc alongside Mary Murphy. And Mary, Baylor's yet to lead in this one. Ole Miss has been pouncing with the aggressive D, but Baylor not shying away.
Ole Miss already with 5 offensive rebounds.
Moving all over the offensive glass, and now forcing another turnover. That's the 3rd turn of the game for Baylor.
Indecision is not a good thing against Ole Miss.
Baby hook is good. Carissa Richardson's checked in. We're going to see a deep lineup for Ole Miss because Coach Joe's going to go to the bench at every opportunity.
Exactly right.
Aaliyah Matharu's checked in for the Bears on the drive and turns that one over. Grad student transfer from Florida.
Oh, look at the physicality.
We talked about this and the fact that both coaches worked on drawing the charge. Get your body there. That's the way this game's going to go, so get ready.
That's too easy. Doesn't go down, but beautiful move.
Good look for Sirachinu. Freshman getting a start. Shot short, but following it is Jada Walker. Fauntleroy on the move. It's tipped out of play. 14 on the shot clock. We'll take the timeout. A fast-paced, fun first quarter so far. Coach Yo and Ole Miss up by 2. Coach Yo and Madison Scott, they have been through it from the very beginning, and Coach told us, she said, we're like 2 bees in a pod. We needed each other both at the right time there. A McDonald's All-American for Madison Scott coming in, and wow, really helped Coach O flip things around.
Out of Indian Head, Maryland, a grad student now, and you look at the before and the after, and you think about Coach O without Madison Scott, and that's why they don't want this season to end. 5 years at Ole Miss, a 5-year starter.
Yep. 5th season, you're right, in the 5-year starter, Madison Scott. Got her 1,700th career point in the first round, averaging 12 a game. Shot clock down to 2. Bears got to recognize, and they're going to say shot clock violation as checking in. That's Dariana Littlepage-Buggs. She's still on the minutes restriction, 15 to 20 minutes, but really glad to have her back. She missed the last 7 regular season games.
Played 17 minutes on Friday night against Florida Gold Coast, but you come out of a timeout and you don't get a shot up. That's outstanding half-court defense by Ole Miss.
It is. And clock is down. Another long rebound. It's Richardson trying for the extra chance. Can't get it.
I'd love to get KK Deans going. She didn't make a shot on Friday night.
Grad student now trying to guard Walker, and they switch it up. Stepping into the gap. Off the back of the iron. No good for Littlepage-Buggs. Using the screen. That's Deans. She'll bank it good. Had a good screen set at the top and sticks it.
She did. Nice confident shot. They need her to get going. Kind of an X factor from the perimeter.
Pretty stroke and finish. Sarah Andrews getting into the action.
It's a challenge for the Bears. They want to play with pace, but sometimes when you play with pace, maybe you're not able to get the post touches that you want to get. So Vonleh sitting out, getting some rest.
Yep, and checking in, it's Kyla Abraham inside, 12 in white. 3 minutes left. First quarter's been fairly fast and fairly clean for the most part, even though we're seeing a lot of physical, aggressive play. Kick out. Andrews lost the D momentarily, around and won't drop. Oh, perfect tip. You can thank Abraham for that one. The finish. Buggs, right place, right time.
What a heads-up play. You know you can't grab the rebound. You just tap it to your teammate, aware of the ball, the defense, and location of teammate. That's major league.
Well, you're right. Kylie Abraham not wanting that over and back call. And we're tied up once again, the 4th time this first quarter. Richardson spinning around, gets it. Help D, not able to stop her.
I just go a little power ball with it.
Whistle, as Walker was trying to use the ball screen.
Shot goes up, Abraham. Just beautiful heads-up play. Buggs gets involved. Just using the screen beautifully. Elevate, take what the defense gives you. Don't try to make too much out of it.
Jada Walker's gonna get a breather. Some water, a fan.
Stuff. She got like
whatever you
towels,
need.
fans, water.
She's got plenty of options. Aaliyah Matharu in to take her place. The transfer from Florida, a player that wasn't eligible until January. It's taken her some time to get going, but averaged 19 a game at Florida. Didn't get picked up originally, and what an addition she's been for the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, and you think about a player who was 2nd in scoring in the SEC last year, 2nd in scoring, comes here to Baylor and comes off the bench.
Yeah, willing to take on a different role. Over 1,500 career points. And a foul call on the inbound play.
To show you the challenge of trying to inbound the ball sometimes against Ole Miss defense.
Goes against Deans, her first, the team's 3rd. So they take it out underneath. Madison Scott with her length and wingspan. Right there in front. The inbound, Littlepage-Buggs, no good. And slow to get up.
Abraham is down and not getting up.
Yep. Ole Miss has numbers. Scott capitalizing, and yeah, so tough to see. Abraham at the other end, hobbling. She's trying to work through it, Mare. And Vonleh is going to check in immediately. Boy, tough to see.
She went down, tried a couple times to get up, and just had to wait for the play to be over.
Great trainer, Chalisa Fonza, helping her. But at the other end, Madison Scott took advantage. She has 4 points, been balanced scoring on both sides, and we certainly hope Abraham can make her way back out to the floor. She
She's a valuable person off the bench with Vonleh to give her a rest, and in case there's any kind of foul trouble.
Waller back in to guard Vonleh. Coach Buggs off the mark. And trying to tippy-toe and save it. KK Deans couldn't. Hits the inline. It'll go back to Baylor. A break for the Bears. Boy, moments ago, Mary Abraham coming in.
Yeah, every basketball player knows how that feels, and it is not good, that right ankle.
She's trying to walk the entire length of the court. Get her back in, and now Fauntleroy back on in the high post for the Bears. Bears working it around both sides. No good that time. Chinu back in. She just had a bloody nose. They've got the right nostril plugged up. Not stopping her. Coast to coast for Chinu.
Her 6th point of the game, 4 rebounds. Krista, in 6 minutes, the freshman is on fire.
Efficiency at its best. Vonleh, nice soft touch. Great hands.
She's so strong on the move and gentle on the release.
She's worked so hard on so many parts of her game. Quick shot from Deans, no good. Minute left, first quarter. Been a close one.
That is just the danger zone when you're playing Ole Miss.
One too many dribbles, and they were there to tip it away. Waller in the high post, trying to get closer. And can't quite finish, and then the foul gonna go against Ole Miss, scratching the O boards.
This is Ole Miss. That's what they love to do. Get it? Now let's go. The freshman got her nose all stopped up because of the bleeding, and she just goes coast to coast with it. Coach Joe likes to communicate with the referees during the course of a ball game from time to time.
Melissa Barlow, Timothy Green, and Ethan Seals, our trio on the floor. Captain Crew, and a fun one as this first quarter winds down. Baylor has not led in this game, down by 4, trying to cut into that before this one's over. And Fauntleroy didn't quite get her legs under that shot.
When you think that Vonleh's gotten 3 touches, and 4 touches, she kicked one out, and she's 3 of 3 from the floor. A lot of early shots coming from Baylor, not really working it into Vonleh and then out.
Neither team connecting behind the arc either. Baylor averages almost 8 threes a game, 0 for 5. Clock winding down. Sadler recognizing, trying to lose the D, gets the shot, but no good, and that'll do it. First quarter in the books here in Waco. And it's 5-seed Ole Miss with a 4-point lead over 4-seed Baylor. Sweet 16 on the line. Second quarter action after this. Welcome back to Waco, Texas. Fans of the Magnolia Silos, but more fans inside Foster Pavilion. And we've got a good one here. Krista Blanc alongside Mary Murphy. First quarter in the books, Mary, and for 4-seed Baylor, the home team, they've yet to lead in this one. Ole Miss has really bounced the attack. But what do the Bears got to do to get Vonleh a few more looks?
Well, I think they just have to settle down. I mean, there's a difference between playing the pace and getting an early shot, but if it's not there, you got to get the floor spread, because when it gets compacted in there, that's when Ole Miss has the advantage. Early, they kind of pull out Vonleh to about 10 and then let her go to work. ISO inside, let 6-3 domination dominate.
Time for our game track, brought to you by Invesco QQQ. Rebounding's been all Ole Miss, especially on the offensive end, and then points off turnovers. Mississippi just a bit more. Vonleh perfect. Ole Miss has led the entire way, and starting it off this quarter, first points going to the Rebels again.
Ole Miss is pleased as they can be with the way this game has started. They're scoring, they're crashing boards, they're creating turnovers, and they're in no kind of foul trouble. Couldn't go any better.
A team that thought maybe they would be hosting this first round as the Bears turn it over. Fauntleroy, the 7th turnover of the game for Baylor. But instead of hosting, they're here in Waco.
And it's not a game that Madison Scott is dominating.
They feel balanced. They feel comfortable and relaxed. They said they were happy to pack the bags, happy to pack up the defense and make their way here. Coach O even said, you know, we're okay. We don't have the extra pressure maybe that the Bears do, but there's Vonleh finally a touch, and it's good to see them going early. There's Coach O. She's in her 7th season as the head coach for Ole Miss, and what she's been able to do, trying to get her team back. Switches team. There is Nikki Collin, 4th season for Baylor. 2 wins. Her first stint as a head coach in the college games.
And guess who's going to work? Madison Scott at 6'2", the point forward.
And you said it, biggest lead for Ole Miss now. She hasn't, when she's not leading the way completely and others are getting it done, that's a big plus for the Rebels.
Just so much that Madison Scott does for this team, and that's rebound, assist, attack off the dribble. How do you stay with that quick first step at 6'2"? And her leadership and positivity and energy.
I love every part of her game that she is bringing. She is a pro already in my eyes. Bears, 3 turnovers the last 4 possessions. They need to get and make it a 4th. A couple of tough trips down there.
Well, you're used to turning the corner, but against this Ole Miss team, they live in a defensive stance. You know, most coaches are like, please, could you stay in a stance for 20 seconds? They can stay in a stance for like 45 seconds.
Yep. You know the motto. And they live by it. They have to dictate and disrupt. And it's everything about what they do.
Extending in some pressure now, Ole Miss.
Fauntleroy will take a seat. She's had a tough start to this one so far. Page Bugs back on in the high post. Jada Walker running things. Felder picked up by Sadler, drives it up, couldn't get the angle. The defense not letting her in.
Baylor just has to prepare for that physicality. If the refs are going to let him play, then give it on back.
Scott Fader on the baseline, wanted the foul call, doesn't get it. Feeling a bit antsy. High to low.
Nice move.
And going to the line, it'll be Little Paige Bugs.
She can't believe she missed the shot. 6'1". The junior out of Oklahoma City. Missed those 7 games with the right knee injury. But you talk about a rebounding machine.
They give the foul to Madison Scott. That'll be her 2nd, Mary. She's going to take a seat, and that's big.
That's a big-time development.
Paige Bugs to the line, junior from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, an All Big 12 first teamer. Went out with the right knee injury late, missing those final 7 regular season games, but they got her back for the first rounds. And for the 5th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. And for more information, you can go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. It's the 2nd free throw. Both teams going to their bench. It's been fast, it's been physical, and trying to keep fresh legs on.
You know, Miss doing a great job of keeping this big crowd out of this game. Sitting on their hands, just kind of waiting to get excited about something.
Todd Williams has been a little bit quiet. She had a double-double in the first round the other evening against Ball State. Misses that one.
Like Bugs, I'm going to play 15 to 20, and I'm going to rebound like a hurricane for all those minutes.
She wishes she didn't have the minutes restriction, and she doesn't give up on that play, and somehow able to squeeze it between the defenders. Wise Jennings is checked in, the junior for Baylor. Out of New Zealand, number 7 in white. She wants to find Vonleh inside.
That is just an adventure of a pass.
Little Paige Bugs says, my bad.
But what that shows is how Ole Miss gets in your head, right?
They want to speed you up. They want to force turnovers.
When you have to think about every dribble, every pass, your offense really gets sluggish, and you start thinking way too much.
You saw their average, and they've already forced 10 on Baylor, a team that only averages 14 turns a game. But trying to make up for it, and does. Little Paige Boggs. Walker pushing tempo, trying before the D gets set, and instead, Sadler comes up with it.
Again, indecision with the ball.
Defense from the Bears. Von Ray out running. Walker finds her.
That's one of those plays where Coach Yo's like, how does that happen? How does Von Ray beat my entire team down the floor? So what's her reaction? 3 subs are going to be coming into the ball game.
Gets this crowd into it a bit more as well. Todd Williams hounded by multiple defenders. With a lefty layup, a quieter, trying to silence it is Iwala.
Iwala has brought her toughness to this ball game. The transfer from UCLA.
This crowd wanted a travel. Oh, and a high screen. And Chinu up top, who already had the bloody nose earlier. Lefty baby hook is good. Wise Jennings with the bucket.
She kind of got herself up in the air and said, well, I'm going for it.
The junior college All-American transferred in this year. And it's a timeout.
The crowd has arrived.
On their feet. A push by the Bears. They're within 5 with 5:10 left in the second. All right, thank you so much, Mary. I think we have to agree with Coach McGraw. Get it inside of your Baylor. It's been
100%.
But some topside D. How about the spark off the bench? It's Jennings with a takeaway. One team has not led in this half.
Great to see Abraham back on the floor.
Great to see. She went out, stepping on a foot earlier, and she gets fouled with 4:48 remaining here in Waco. Check out some headlines around the tournament. South Carolina seeking to repeat, first time since 2016, hasn't been done since UConn straight. How about the Big Ten? 12 teams started, 8 remain. And we have some superstars out there across the nation in this tournament. Here are some of those stars to watch. Juju Watkins, what she's been able to do on the home court. And then Paige Beckers as well. Madison Booker, she had a fabulous game last night. Chris Vaughn alongside Mary Murphy. And wow, stars to watch, a lot happening. South Carolina, Indiana playing right now. We've got some great matchups.
We sure do, and we've got some people we love talking about, and that's one of the matchups coming up, and that's Haley Van Lith.
Yep.
What a season she's having. Player of the year in her conference, coming off the Olympic appearance with 3x3, which you covered in Paris as well. And we're really looking forward to that matchup with Louisville.
We sure are. Her former school a few seasons ago, going to go up against them, and that one should be good. It's a fairly young Louisville team, but they have just enough experience. They're not backing down, and that should be a good one.
Well, the thing I'm looking forward to is that game is not in Louisville. That game is in Fort Worth, and they had their 4th biggest crowd in women's basketball history with over 6,500. I would imagine there's going to be a whole lot more there for that game. It's going to feel very comfortable for Haley Van Lith, and you've got a lot of support going on. Mark Kimball in just his 2nd year, the job that he has done, and Sedona Prince in her 7th year of playing Division I basketball. It's an amazing story of what's going on.
Mary, TCU trying for their first program Sweet 16. They'll have to try to get it done later. This is what we've got going on here. Regional 1 for Spokane in our 2nd round here in Waco. The home team, 4-seed Baylor. They've yet to lead because Ole Miss packed the D, and they have brought it. They have forced 10 turnovers already in this one, and getting points off of turnovers. They've not really capitalized completely on that. That's a plus for the Bears. Bench and off the mark. Rebound down to Jacobs. But a bright spot for Baylor is number 7 in white, Wise Jennings off the bench. Nikki Collin, both teams really going fairly deep into the bench early.
Well, not a surprise for Ole Miss, certainly.
It's been fast, been physical, and that's something Coach Joe told us, so get ready, because I'm going to bring them in on a regular basis, and they know it. Jacobs came off the bench today instead of starting. Stays with it. Wow. Almost kept it alive. And
it's like, please help me.
Wow, the trap, the smothering defense. Jacobs started every game but one coming into this one, and then came off the bench.
When you're on that Mississippi bench, you better not daydream or start thinking about anything about who you're going to match up with, because you never know when your number's getting called.
They know they're going to give everything they have because somebody's going to be ready to check in. Madison Scott takes a seat for the Rebels. Pass. Andrews gets it. Can't connect. 3 balls just not there on either side so far. 0 for 6 for Baylor. Sadler defense wasn't there. Had a good look. Rattles around and won't go.
Vonleh will be checking in at the next stop, but you got a mismatch inside.
Tyler Abraham and Sadler. Abraham at 6'3", and now finally the switch. Richardson gets over.
I mean, you've got to recognize that mismatch a whole lot sooner.
Baylor didn't capitalize, but some emotion there. Little Paige Buggs with the layup good.
And what we're seeing is Baylor is a much different team when Buggs is on the floor, but Nikki Collin really having to pick and choose when she puts her on the floor with that minutes limitation.
Todd Williams tries the reverse. Doesn't get it. Lay's going to check back in.
Little Paige Buggs. Pass comes in. Just rip it and attack it. Lower the shoulder. We talked about it earlier, Krista. If they're going to be physical with you, give it right back.
Yep. She tested it right there. And now the Bears just made it a one-possession game with 2:50 left this first half. Ole Miss had an 8-point lead earlier this quarter. Pick roll and another mismatch inside. They just have not been able to get it there.
Well, you're not going to get it there with that kind of pass. Good idea, bad execution.
Sadler was waiting. 2 shots not dropping. 0 for the last 6 shots for Ole Miss. Bears gonna set it up. Bears within 3, even though they've turned it over 11 times.
But it has not been an avalanche of Ole Miss points rolling the other way off of them.
Yep. Not taking advantage enough. Certainly a foul. Little Paige Buggs has been really aggressive on the drive, taking it in. She'll go to the free throw line.
And so Ole Miss continues to play without Madison Scott. Those 2 personal fouls. 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting. They really miss her offense. She can just create all by herself as Buggs sits.
Just 14 fouls, so no free throws yet. Not quite in the bonus. And
Buggs is going to go talk to the assistant that's keeping track of minutes and say, hey.
When do I get to go back in? Fauntleroy rounding out. She's just gotten back into the game. Todd Williams has 2 fouls as well. She stays on with the ball right now.
Mismatch. Duala, they didn't hit her either.
Ayanna Thompson into the game.
Block.
They're going to call a block on this one. Trying to draw the charge was Yaya Felder.
Nikki Collin not happy with the call. Here's the drive. And I think it's a good call.
Yeah, she was still backpedaling with her feet.
To say the least. Feel the contact, though. It's like just pull the chair out on yourself and say, oh, my goodness, feel the contact.
I didn't see the dip of a shoulder or anything either. Nikki Collin.
She has no voice left, so I'm not even sure if the ref can hear her.
Yep, she had lost her voice going into the first rounds.
How about the block?
Right to the Rebels. And hustle and effort from Bella Fauntleroy. She's struggling with her shot, Mary, but the effort is still there.
Bugs is just loving it on the sideline.
Bella Fauntleroy, the junior from Springfield, Missouri. All Big 12 honorable mention this year. She has started every single game.
Same high school and town in Missouri that the new head coach at Arizona State University, Molly Miller, grew up in and starred at. So Molly here on Friday night with Grand Canyon.
Madison Scott comes back in. Minute 27 left, first half. Bears have not been able to take this one over yet. Still down 3.
One thing we know in the second half is Nikki Collin loves to have her offense in front of her so she can orchestrate the play calling, space people out, and really get into the heads of her guards and say, please run what we've been talking about and what I want us to run.
Yep, she does make the play calls. Jada Walker, again, not a natural point guard, and so it helps her whenever they're running toward her. She can see what coach wants.
Scott back on the floor with 2 personals.
Ginu can't get it. Iwala, another chance. Tipped into the hands of Andrews. Gives it up. Walker gets it back. Trying to get some space, but the length of
where to go.
Wow.
A great job by the post player defending one-on-one.
Shot clock down to 4. Oh, with 3 ticks on the shot clock, Ole Miss going to get called for that high screen.
It's just a great job by Henton Hunt the big, who's like, I don't want to be out here.
And it's a tough break, but Thompson will take it, her first. Team's 6th, so to the line is Jada Walker, senior from Richmond, Virginia.
Quiet first half, just 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting.
She's worked so hard on the point guard role this year, really in particular about the post feeds. Transferred from Kentucky a couple of seasons ago. It's the free throws. And the first lead of the game for the Baylor Bears. And an 8-0 run for the home team. And Walker thought she had the turnover force, but instead it stays for the Rebels. Crowd trying to get involved.
That's the thing about the crowd here is they're not playing well, and they have brought their team back with their energy.
Scott just short. Bears out running. So's the transition defense. Nice job by Ole Miss to get back.
Nice job of Andrews counting blue jerseys and saying 1-on-3 is not a good idea.
Vonleh, the high screen, gets it back, and the block!
I can feel Coach back in the studio nodding her head saying, yes, this is exactly what needs to happen. Vonleh, pick, roll, show your target low, finish.
Ginu.
Trying, begging, look at me, I'm falling.
She was already starting to kind of bend backwards before the contact even got there. Oh, and the rebound batted around, and it stays with Baylor. That would have been huge. Momentum going in at halftime, but they've got a 10-0 run to lift them there as it is.
Ole Miss has an 8-point lead, and it just melted away. There's work to do in both of these locker rooms. What a game. We have another 4-5 barn burner.
Halftime here in Waco. We're going to send it back to the studio to get caught up on all the action. Kelsey, Coach McGraw, and Megan. Lovely Foster Pavilion, only a year old, and their first post-season coverage, and it has been a fun one with the home seed, top seed, 4th seed Baylor. They're up in this one. Chris LeBlanc, Mary Murphy with you, and wow, it was all Ole Miss early in this one. The first quarter, they dominated, and finally, it was Baylor able to get back and get the lead. Madison Scott, the leader for Ole Miss, though, Mary, got into some foul trouble. Everything
changed when Madison Scott got her second personal foul. 7:38 left in the second quarter. Comes in, tries to block. Bugs on the floor. She knows, she's elated. Madison Scott, the emotion. She knows she's going to sit for an extended period of time. What happens without Scott on the floor? A 13-2 run, including Vonleh in transition like she's a point guard. Jennings with the whirling dervish. And it's on. This pass, sensational. He took out threading a needle and going down and picking it up and putting it in for Vonleh. And you can see Madison Scott. What did they miss in those 6 minutes? Leadership, spacing, her decision-making, and so much of what they do offensively is play off her.
Yep, a big drought, and they have to have her on the court, and it's not just about what she does offensively. It's so much just about her leadership, presence, her vocal leadership. And that is our Fueling the Run, brought to you by Wendy's. Baylor starting this quarter off exactly the way they finished the first half. There is Scott, and a much-needed bucket. That big drought was really stifling to end the first half.
Really, and it takes this whole Ole Miss team, and everyone just takes a deep breath. Madison's back.
Yep. She has a calming presence, there's no doubt. Everything feels better with her out there, and the jumper's good. Yaya Felder with the bucket. Good composure to stop herself and pull up.
So let's really keep an eye on how different this Baylor offense is playing in front of their coach, Nikki Collin, making the calls.
Hanging on, and the bucket good. Kennedy Todd Williams.
She is so strong with the ball.
Big game, double-double in the first round. Her first points of this one. And an answer back. This is Jada Walker, a balanced attack by the Bears.
Not as frenetic, taking care of the ball, making good decisions.
Well, you're right, they're facing their coach.
Yeah.
The coach has the play calls, and that makes all the difference. Because it's not easy to hear her from the other end. Walker, active hands, and gets the takeaway.
Numbers.
Leroy, left side layup, no good. But it will stay with Baylor. They'll get another chance.
Jada, jump up. Just nice job, just kind of creating some space for herself as she sidesteps that thing. They worked so hard on this yesterday. The backdoor cut, beautiful, and the power. 2 steps. Just get into your jump stop so you don't charge in and lose the possession. And Vonleh, that just cannot happen.
Tough pass to handle the defense right there. And she was trying to reach for it and gets the personal. That'll be her first.
Will foul trouble begin to be an issue at some point in this quarter for Ole Miss. Scott, Chinu, Todd Williams, Jacobs, and Deans, all with 2 personal fouls.
And that is a lot in the way they play, depending on how it's called. And a body bump from the right side as Jacobs went down awkwardly, Mary. She immediately looked to her teammates, Star Jacobs, grad student from Dallas, Texas. And she's trying to put some pressure down. Joe talking with the official. She's trying to stretch.
Yaya Felder from the backside here. You can see the bump. I mean, she got fouled twice.
It's hard to see, but she's working through it, and she's at the free throw line. I'm glad she's still out there, and you certainly hope she's okay. She's going to try to work herself through it. First free throw good. For Star Jacobs, the transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff, she sat out all of last season, so it took her some time. New system, new team coming in this year.
She was great against Ball State. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 4 of them offensive, 6 of 7 shooting.
1 of 2 from the line. Her first point of the game. Vonleh with the help D coming down.
Guess who?
Sliding over.
Madison Scott with the big block.
The thing I like about Scott's blocking ability, too, is that she, most of the time, keeps it in play. And this crowd wanted the charge instead. Blocking foul called.
The block by Madison Scott. 2 personal fouls, sat for 6 minutes in the first half. Who cares? I want to go to Spokane, and she blocks 6'3", Vonleh. The look inside. This is what you miss when she's not out there.
They call it on Fauntleroy, her first. Her assist ability, her length defensively.
There's just not many 6'2" players who see 2 passes away, 3 passes away, that can create what's going to happen in her head and then makes it happen.
She played a lot of point last year with KK Deans out, and it has really broadened her game. There's no doubt she's a pro. Oh, Chinu.
Hi, I'm a freshman. Good grief. The stick up and the finish.
6-foot long wingspan and getting the start in this one. Good spacing by Baylor and an offensive foul call. The push off. And KK Deans drawing the charge. That's what coach wants her to do.
Exactly right. Felder puts it on the floor. And when you extend that hand and kind of push it, you're saying to the official, I'm the one that fouled. It was not a tough call.
All tied up. And it's momentum shifting the Rebels' way.
Ole Miss has to seize the momentum.
Fauntleroy swats it.
That'll slow the momentum down real quick. They are just chasing down Walker right now.
Andrews steps it, one over, swish!
Make Ole Miss pay for their overplay on the ball.
They did right there. Sarah Andrews with the bucket. Oh, and an answer right back. The connection with Scott and Todd Williams.
It's on here in Waco.
And a little too much. Todd Williams saying that's okay. That's going to be her 3rd personal.
Watch the chase. Ole Miss just chasing everybody. The focus, but watch all the white jerseys just waiting. Show a target, give me the ball. Andrews does all the work, the kick out. We'll take it. Nice job. Excuse me, that was Walker with the pass and Andrews with the finish. Great discipline.
9 points for Andrews. Little Paige Bugs back on for the Bears. Oh, goodness.
Mid-court. Walker goes down. No contact.
See that? Yeah, you do not want to see an injury like that, Mary. Jada Walker, senior. For the training staff, Jadisa Fonzo, talking with her.
The senior, 2 years at Kentucky, her 2nd year here at Baylor, out of Richmond, Virginia.
So the crowd giving some love to Jada Walker, the senior.
That was a worried clap by the home crowd. And the challenge for Baylor right now when something like that happens is just to get refocused.
Turns her way off. See that got a trainer and just no one even near.
No
Saba was
contact.
really off of her and just an awkward move. I hope the best for Jada Walker. So Aaliyah Matharu has come in, and a turnover for Baylor after that. Matharu, the grad transfer from Florida.
Madison Scott's like an NBA player. Give me the ball, we gotta go.
That's right.
We've got some momentum working here.
Sadler with the play call.
Love to get KK Deans going.
Partially tipped. She wanted a foul. Doesn't get it, and they'll say, someone at least got the ball on that. But nope, gonna go the other way.
And she's made one shot in this game and the past game against Ball State.
Yeah.
It's been a struggle.
Well, she got into some early foul trouble and didn't make her way back on, as into the paint. Baylor regains the lead after several turnovers prior. Oh, and one. Jacobs to the floor, will go to the line.
Vonleh trying to play careful defense. Jacobs trying to draw the contact. And there isn't a whole lot. She's just kind of fading away with the shot, but just enough to make it look like there's a foul.
And the crowd in agreement with you after just watching it, but a good aggressive move by Star Jacobs. Gets the second personal called on Vonleh. She'll take a seat. Abraham back on.
Star Jacobs now for her career, 1,501 career points.
Trying to add to it here, Vonleh, the second personal here at the 5:12 mark. To see how long she's going to sit and watch as the three-point play off the mark.
I think you'd want to get Bugs involved when she's on the floor, get some touches.
Baseline fader from Andrews, no good, and now Rebels out running. Lefty layup, good. A fast break opportunity, and they capitalize.
Chino still with that nose stopped up because of the bloody nose earlier in the first quarter.
And the lead back to Ole Miss. Roy runs into the wall and banks it up good.
What you call willing the shot in. There was nothing there.
She had three defenders standing right in front of her, but banks it up and ties it up once again. Scott off balance, misses. Chinu slow to get up. Bears have numbers if they recognize. Inside and one.
How about Andrews with the ball fake, the patience, just wait for something to open. That is just beautiful distribution.
The timing perfect by Andrews.
Come down, nothing's there. There it is. Your team's got to be ready. You've got to be ready. Again, here in Waco. What a game.
Let's see how Baylor is moving on. Presented by United Airlines. Wow, what a quarter we got going here. It's been back and forth. Little Paige Bugs for the Bears. Mary has been really aggressive. You see those numbers and their tournament history. 3 championships. They're tied with Stanford, South Carolina. 21 straight appearances. That's the 3rd longest streak. And 13 Sweet 16s. They're looking for a back-to-back. They're hopeful anyway, but boy, Ole Miss, they went on a little charge there late before the timeout.
And I do love the job that Nikki Collin has done since coming over from the WNBA. And when you're stepping into the shoes of Kim Mulkey, all the comparisons, everything that goes on with that, she has just handled it beautifully.
She certainly has.
She is who she is.
In her 4th season, Who's in the WNBA, as you said, a longtime assistant with so many programs. Her family in the house as well. Her husband Tom there on the right with the green cap, but her kids, you got Connor and then daughter Reese and Logan. Reese, part of the Spirit Squad here, but she doesn't like to be out on the court when mom's got the team out playing, so it's good she can be a fan today.
They look like a nervous group.
They've got the three-point lead.
It's important to take advantage when Vonleh is out of the game.
Abraham in, there's Iwala who got the start. Muscles it up good. Iwala with a pretty hoop.
Have to go right inside and attack Abraham. 6 points for Iwala. She's been impressive.
Yep, she got the start. It's such a different role when you're coming in. Her 5th start of the season. And started off going up against Vonleh. Coach Boggs, high archer, swish. Beautiful shot.
Yep. It's just important to maintain that spacing. And when it gets clogged up, the ability just to elevate over it.
Coughlin family liking that one. Richardson, a little off balance. Andrew shot. Just misses. It's batted out of play, though. It's going to stay.
Buggs. Look at all the congestion in the middle. You know what? I do not want to get involved in that. Just take what the defense offers up. Let's keep in mind, Buggs has played 13 minutes. We've heard she's on a 15 to 20 restriction. See if that holds.
I know she wants to push those numbers even more, but they are.
What's left if you don't go anywhere after this game? Like,
yep. Winner moving on to the regional, to the Sweet 16. She wants to be out there. Madison Scott's back on for Ole Miss, and so is Ayanna Thompson. Movement without the ball. Little Paige Buggs, jumper, too much. Iwala trying to get a little closer, a foul away from the ball.
It's a good call.
And Ole Miss is in the bonus.
I thought Rose was trying to guard Madison Scott and did the bumper car approach, and
Jada Walker back on the floor. Great sign. She went down so awkwardly earlier, Mary. To the line, it's Madison Scott.
Walker's a 4-year starter, 2-year starter at Kentucky, 2 years at Baylor.
Scott with 8 points. She averages 12 a game on the season. Got 15 in their win against Ball State. Got hit with those early fouls.
It's been choppy since then.
It's the free throw. Five-star recruit, McDonald's All-American. The first in Ole Miss history when she came in.
She decided to go to a team that was it 0-16 in conference play?
Or close. Yeah, there was definitely and something big. And Coach Joe said, couldn't have happened at a better time to help turn things around.
5 years later, here we are.
Love a player like that wants to be part of, let me help you build something. As the defense forcing a turnover, another one now.
You know, some teams, you're not defending that. You're saying Abraham's out there, she's not a threat, we're just gonna let that pass go, but that's not Coach Yo's system, right? So Star Jacobs is out there like getting out and makes you think about every pass and catch.
16th turn of the game on the Bears.
They have slowed down from the first half for sure.
And this getting 11 points off of them. They haven't taken advantage of all of them, but we're under 2 minutes left third quarter. 1-point lead for Baylor, but not for long. Keep curling, Chinu, and she gets it.
She makes the game look very easy.
Drawing some contact and hitting the court hard. Jada Walker back on. Senior guard. Hooked up.
Todd Williams has 3 fouls. Star Jacobs has 3 fouls. Felder's got 3 fouls for Baylor.
Just the 3rd team foul on Ole Miss, so Baylor not quite in the bonus. Iguala on. Star Jacobs will take a seat. 8 points for Walker, trying to add to it. Not on that one, and hey, coverage of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship continues on CBS, TNT, TBS, and True TV. And for more information on these games, the times and listings, go to ncaa.com. She gets the second, now 9 points for her, and Ole Miss trying to push some tempo. Scott on the trail, the quick pass down. Thompson shot short. Iguala tips it around, and here comes Walker and Baylor. Contact inside, and they're going to get it. Give it to Little Paige Buggs. She was trying to post up and a little too physical on that one.
Buggs comes in for some more. You can see that left elbow come up. Dean's attacked at the hip.
Just the first on Little Paige Buggs. Opportunity for Ole Miss. Dean's just missing.
The struggle by Dean's continues.
Tenth tie of the ball game. Under a minute left, 3rd quarter.
Got the mismatch.
Vonleh up high. And off the iron.
Which will take that every time.
You're right about that. The ball movement by the Rebels. Vonleh, topside D.
What Coach O say? Vonleh is a 6'3" ballerina. And that was a ballerina move.
Yeah.
Staying loose on the low post, getting around it, getting a piece of it.
So quick, so good with her footwork. And defense was spot on. Clock winding down this 3rd quarter. Walker kicks it out. And the shot off the mark for Jennings. At 3.2, it's going to stay with Baylor.
At times this game is like bowling for dollars. I mean, there's just bodies flying. What would you expect? Ole Miss and Baylor.
Little Paige Buggs will take a seat.
She's at 15 minutes right now.
Andrews with the length of Scott in front of her on this inbound.
Gotta go.
And not able to get the shot. The defense stifling by Ole Miss. We are tied up heading into the 4th. Both teams bringing it. One more quarter to determine who's going to the Sweet 16. We'll find out after this. A trip to the Sweet 16 is on the line. Ole Miss, they got there in 2023, but this would be just their 3rd trip since 1992. And for Baylor, trying to go back-to-back for the 14th time in 16 seasons. 10 minutes left to determine which of these two will be heading to Spokane. As you take a look, Regional 1, Spokane, winner of this one will go there. At that regional site, they're going to face the winner of the game later tonight. Top seed UCLA, 8th seed Richmond out of the A-10. But what a game we got going here. All tied up, 48-48. Fans loving it. Christy Blunt, Mary Murphy with you. We're loving it.
Ole Miss has done a sensational job of limiting Vonleh to just 8 touches, 6 baskets off those 8.
Yep, she had a quiet 3rd quarter, and that's a good thing for Ole Miss. Okay, James, high archer, just grazes the iron. Iguala! Extra effort paying off. 100th game of Iguala's career. Christina Jr. out of San Antonio, Texas. A lot of family here, though. They live this here in Waco area now.
2 years at UCLA, and we know all the great post players at UCLA, and the decision by Christine to move on. She has found a great home.
Ole Miss found themselves down by 5 in the third quarter, but then they were able to turn it around, got a little defense, creating some offensive looks, forcing some turnovers.
And the presence of Madison Scott just settles them down.
Yep. Yeah, having her back, she wanted to come in sooner than they brought her in the second, picked up her second personal. Free throw batted out.
The challenge of having Iwala on the floor as this game comes to its finish. You can't trust her at the free throw line, so you maybe can't trust her to have her on the floor.
53% free thrower and 1 for 2 that last chance. Fowler back in. Walker thinks it up. Vonleh knocked to the hardwood. Rebound to Iwala. Mia Sadler's had a fairly quiet game. We've seen her all over the defensive end, but her offense has been off the mark. 0 of 5 shooting. Iwala wanted it, didn't get it.
She did a good job of getting out there. She was just parked in the lane.
Yep, I was feeling a call coming. Skip out, Dean, swish!
What a lift. She never gets discouraged, which can be good or it can be bad, but right now it is great.
Season-ending knee injury last year after 6 games, and boy, did they miss her. And now Madison Scott, the turnover leads to a break opportunity, and the rebound to Todd Williams as she fouls it. Dean's feeling it from the right side, not that time. 5 points for KK Deans. Greensboro, North Carolina. What is the answer for Baylor at this end?
Got the switch.
Fauntleroy helped D coming in, sends it up, no. They made her rush that shot.
Sure did.
That's a lot of what we saw from Ole Miss to start this game. It was all Ole Miss first quarter. Some turnovers left and right. 18 turns for Baylor.
Coach Hill making the play call.
Nice screen.
All
Scott.
day. All day.
Automatic. And she's feeling it. And she's showing it.
I love her emotion.
Oh, and there's her grandmother right there. That's Grandma. Bam Queen. Jumping. Loving it. Madison Scott leading the way. We've got a good one, no doubt, and that's going to be an even more fun one after following.
Wait for that one.
Wow. TCU and Louisville. Right now, it's all about who's moving on to the Spokane Regional and the Sweet 16 in this one as they seal up inside Vonleh, go back to the bread and butter.
I mean, you would expect Baylor to run their best stuff coming out of a timeout.
She had the seal and now back within 4. Jacobs on for Ole Miss. So there's Chinu. Hey, Jacobs testing her outside. Doesn't get the shot to drop. They're right out of the timeout though, Mary. Baylor knows where to go.
Post entry. Star Jacobs gets caught high side. The pass gets it. Great job of showing a target. But Star Jacobs comes right back at her.
Foul call on Vonleh, Mary, that's her third.
Yep, takes her out to about 10 feet, puts it on the floor, and a little bit of a hip check.
And this is the first Coach Joe, Madison Scott having a conversation about what is it we need to do right here, right now.
Well, you start thinking about how many of those conversations they've had over the last 5 years.
Yep. 4 straight NCAA tournament runs, turning this program around from no wins to 20 plus almost every year.
From nowhere to somewhere. Not a good pass.
Jacobs tips it out. It'll stay with the Bears. 19 on the shot clock. Coach Joe's family in the house. That's her husband standing up. That's Kelly. She's got her 2 daughters.
He's calling the play.
Yeah, he is calling the play. Yasmin and Yuri. Her mom is here as well. Daisy has made the trip. And another inbound pass.
That was a good luck pass.
Todd Williams tips it out. It'll stay again with Baylor.
When Coach O starts nodding her head like that, you know, she's loving it.
She brings it every game and expects the same from her team.
And Nikki, wow. Nikki Collins talked so much yesterday about that handoff.
Yep.
And don't let it get blown up by Ole Miss.
See what you think. It's Fauntleroy up high. Yep. Shifted her backside right in.
Yep. You see a lot of folks in the pros do that. You just kind of, as you're extending, you just kind of swing the hip with it.
The block. Heady play from Vonleh. She tips it right to her teammate, Matharu. And a whistle and foul on the interior away from the ball.
Once again, Coach O says she's a 6'3" ballerina. That is a ballerina move. You're going out of bounds and you keep it in. Spectacular body control.
Knowing exactly where she is at all times. The foul call goes against Jacobs. She'll take a seat because that's her fourth.
And she was really impacting the game.
Yeah, sure was. Off the bench in this one. She's been a starter, and then a pass low inside right to the hands of Ole Miss.
Close by Todd Williams was awesome there, and Vonleh's going to get it. She knew she was in trouble and held late. And look at the energy in the Ole Miss huddle.
20 turnovers for Baylor. Season high for them. And Madison Scott communicating she wants Iwala to post up at every opportunity. She said, I'll get it to you. And a foul call going to go against Vonleh, her fourth.
6:10 left. Down 5. Vonleh sits.
Mary, how long will we see Vonleh sitting for Baylor?
I don't think long.
I think you have to take her out right immediately here, but boy, I'm with you on that. Just under 6 minutes left in the ball game. That's a pretty stroke and finish though. Jada Walker.
Walker buys Coach Nikki Collins some time.
Back within 3. Abraham guarding Iwala inside. Help D coming over, partially blocked. Iwala trying to clean it up. Too many rebels on the offensive glass, but the defense, nice job by Baylor not to foul.
The other question is how long until you put Bugs back in? We know she's at 15 minutes. The limit was 15 to 20. But we know how valuable she is at both ends. We have not seen her in this quarter yet.
We haven't. She had 18 in the first round game.
There's a lot of decisions out there yet to be made.
She knew what a game the freshmen's had getting the start. Scott guarded by Fauntleroy. Chinu on the drive. Lays it up good. Wow, like a sting thrower just plowing her way around.
She has done an outstanding job of going left and finishing.
16 points for Chinu. Too much on that one from Andrews. And Madison Scott says, let's take our time, work a little clock.
In that last possession, Scott could have taken the shot, but she's so unselfish. She gave it up, reversed it, and then the explosive move from Chinu.
Excellent spacing by Ole Miss, and a couple of Baylor Bears ready to check in. Scott, the lane opened up. Abraham maybe got a piece of it. And Yaya Felder trying to push tempo. Andrews trailing, gets it. Nothing but net for Andrews.
Baylor digging in. What a finish we're going to have in Waco.
Gets the crowd back in it and on their feet. Vonleh and Little Page Bugs waiting to check in. Switch on Scott. Shot just off. Abraham had come out.
The freshman for Ole Miss, spectacular. 16 points on 6 of 10 shooting. Puts it on the floor and attacks. You can see the bench, and the senior for Baylor, Andrews, finishes, and the bench says, "We love it."
Time to check out our Capital One rewarding performance. Sirachinu got the start. This is why, Mary.
Watch the drive, the pace, the feel. It's not a force. It's like she's just gliding, the hang time. Then she goes downhill and she plays a little power ball, but she's hot in shots. She is not forcing anything. And then the defense. That is as good as it gets.
Picking the pocket and staying on here with 3:40 remaining. She is definitely our Capital One rewarding performance. Ole Miss 22 made field goals, Baylor 20 turnovers. Donley gets knocked out of play. It'll stay with 15 on the shot clock, and she has 4 personals, 2 players on the Baylor Bears, just one, that's Jacobs.
And if you put it on the floor, they just, Mississippi, it's just like, the summertime in South Bend with the mosquitoes.
That's right. And you don't want that.
Bugs back on the floor.
Madison Scott trying to work through the screen.
I cannot imagine how many times she leaned over to her assistant coach and said, "Please put me in the game."
They'll give the foul to Scott. That'll be her 3rd. And there's little Paige Bugs.
Junior.
She's a difference maker when she's on the court. Look through the knee injury, and while a collision on the opposite side, Todd Williams involved in that one. And that's going to be her 4th.
But see, Ole Miss has fouls to give, so they're just getting out there and saying, well, maybe we'll get something off of this. Maybe we'll get a steal.
13 foul for Coach Yo's team.
That's not upset Coach Yo. That's just thinking Coach Yo.
14 fouls for Baylor. The Bears with 1 more will send Ole Miss to the line the rest of the way. Todd Williams takes a seat.
Who's guarding the ball?
Just watching Sirachinu and all 6 foot of her against Walker at 5'7". Ole Miss really sagging defensively.
You gotta go.
Down to 2. Oh, and the layup was there, but Andrews not able to finish. But they're gonna hold it up. I don't know. And check on this to make sure. Was it a shot clock situation
Colin
first?
Cannot believe it. She's like, my player is wide open.
Melissa Barlow going to go over and check.
The previous play is
Andrews
under
went up for the
review
layup.
for potential
The open
shot
look.
clock error.
To see if it hit the rim. I'm not sure it did. I'm watching it live, Mary, but we'll see. Didn't see it. Another look off the backboard. I don't see it catching the front of the rim either.
And didn't see a change of direction from the ball.
Right.
Certainly more angles to look at that from. It was a brilliant move.
Yeah.
Got the shot off.
Right. Yeah, had she been able to make it, but couldn't stop the adrenaline on that one.
But does the ball change direction? Does it change rotation?
Yeah. Can't really, I don't see it. We'll see what the officials.
But again, how important is this call?
Yeah.
2-point lead for Ole Miss, the 5 seed.
What a game Andrews has had with 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists.
This will be a great look.
This will be.
Did it hit it
yeah.
early?
Just don't see it. Continuing to review. Team's getting a free timeout on this one too, though, Mary, but they've got plenty of timeouts to go. With the fouls accumulating, we're going to have bonus situations pretty soon in this close game. This is a big play.
And it's really important for Andrews to just, you got to get out of what just happened, right?
Yeah,
no matter what the call is, you missed the layup.
Right.
It was a big shot, but now your team's going to need you on the defensive end and the offensive end.
After review, the shot failed to hit the rim. It is a shot clock violation. It's going to be Ole Miss ball on the sideline. Please reset the game clock to 2:57.
Frustration for Andrews. The shot failed to hit the rim, so it will be Ole Miss basketball.
But what a job by Melissa Barlow to make that call.
Yeah, making sure they got it right. They looked at every angle they could. Just under 3 minutes remaining to decide who's going to the Sweet 16. Dean, she's been much more active this half. Sadler hesitation. Von Lay was right there, but she finds her open teammate Jacobs down low for the hoop.
What a look, what a find. Shot clock was running down.
Sadler had her former teammate Von Lay right there at her. Walker lays it up pretty. Beautiful finish by Walker. Sadler slow to get up. KK Dean's trying to help her out.
Yep.
It's teamwork.
This comes in, explosive move, late rotation, gets it to go. What a look by Tamia Sadler. She felt the double, knew somebody had to be open, no one dropped in the hole.
And found Jacobs on the opposite side of the lane. Yeah, the defense did a nice job rotating by Baylor, but an even better look by Tamia Sadler. 2 minutes left in the second round. Double dribble. 13 turnovers on Ole Miss. They have finished 21 today. On Baylor. 15 points off of them. Von Lay cleaning it up on the other side.
We're tied up in Waco.
The 11th tie. And the layup good, muscling her way in. KK Deans has been big this second half.
She has.
She has 7 points with balanced scoring attack, both sides. Andrews lays it up, doesn't miss that one.
Laid it up from her hip.
1 minute to go here in Waco.
A minute for Spokane. Five seniors and grads on this Ole Miss team. 6 seniors and grads on this Baylor team. The drive, all that length with Sinu on her, and she just finds enough of an angle, uses the backboard, and one more time. Von Lay, little push off there, gets the ball and the emotion. Nikki, my daughter's a cheerleader, so I can do it too.
Looking for the sixth man in the crowd, trying to get them into it. You see the game reset. Want to head back to the studio to catch up with what's going on. All right, thanks so much. Can't wait for that one. It's going to be some fun ball games after this one, but don't go anywhere now. Under a minute left. Somebody's going to the Sweet 16. 12 ties in this ball game. Scott, oh my, defense right there. Wanted the foul to go with it, but gets the bucket and gets the lead back for her team.
And I love her teammates calming her down. Christine Walla goes right up to the referee like she's the concierge and says it's all okay.
Listen, Scott, her grandmother in the house. Pam Queen on her feet.
Uses the screen and elevates over 6'3" Vonleh, who can't do much with it because she's got the foul trouble. And that, check her blood pressure.
I think you see where Madison gets her emotions right here from her grandmother. Pam Queen bringing it.
The thing that Ole Miss has done down the stretch is they have answered every single time. They have really not allowed Baylor to come down to try to retake a lead.
2 timeouts for Ole Miss, 2 for Baylor.
This 4-5 drama today on this Sunday in March has been something special. K-State, Kentucky.
Wow. K-State getting that one in overtime to move on.
The 5 moved on in Lexington.
Ole Miss looking to get back to the Sweet 16 round. They did it in 2023, but it's been a while prior to that. It would just be the 3rd trip since 1992, and for Baylor, they're looking for back-to-back runs.
And you can see Madison Scott looking at the scoreboard, looking at the shot clock, looking at the game clock.
40 seconds left. What does Baylor need to look to do on this one?
I think you're looking to space the floor. If you can get Vonleh a clean look, they'll probably go high pick and roll with her. They may park her down low. They've done a great job getting some shots off on the drive as well. But the most important thing is to get the ball inbounded cleanly.
Yeah. Yep, taking care of it. Their struggles on these inbound plays. 10-second differential shot clock, game clock. Fauntleroy, high post, Felder, air ball. And calling the timeout. And players with some emotions underneath.
4 different Ole Miss players in the conversation. Coach Yo all the way out on the floor.
It was KK Deans, the grad student.
This is one of those, what is happening?
Emotions are happening right now. Felder had the air ball, and then trying to call a timeout was Deans. Felder was right there reaching in, and they had some words for one another.
Nikki Collin comes out quickly. When Nikki Collin comes out, Coach Yo's like, I'm coming out.
And the official, Timothy Green, was right there as well, making sure nothing more happened.
It's been a struggle of a game for Yaya Felder. Just 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting. She fouls out.
So tough to take. She was the 6th player of the year named this year in the Big 12. Demonstrating.
The previous play is under review.
Her team down by 2. Will anything be elevated at this point?
Well, what are you gonna, was it elevated conversation?
Or will there be something called with KK Deans and her comments as well?
You're ripping for it, you're trying to get it. How are you doing? I'm fine, how are you?
And others kind of making sure. Scott's saying, I'm just trying to get her out of it. This game means something.
That's exactly right.
Both teams continue to stand in their huddles.
Ref did a great job of just saying, you know, go to your separate corners.
Coach Joe talking to her group. Nikki Collin giving some demonstrations, awaiting the call.
After review, the play stands as called with no additional penalty.
So no additional penalty.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
Let the players decide that game on the floor.
Baylor with 5 team fouls. Ole Miss just 3. So they still have a foul to give. 2 timeouts for both sides. And the possession arrow.
Madison Scott's got something to say.
Sure does. It favors Baylor. What a leader Madison Scott is. So calm. Talks to all of her teammates. Cheers them on. Lifts them up.
Important free throws here.
KK Deans, best on the team on the season. Her first attempts on the game. And gets the first. She's an 87% free thrower. Looking here, it's a 1-possession game. Not anymore.
Big, big free throw.
Abraham back in. Devon Lay. Tucker using the screens, drives it up, lefty layup good. And Baylor trying to get the steal. Instead, a foul going to go against him. And the whole Baylor bench wanted a push-off, but not going to get it.
Give it up. They got a foul, but they're going and trying to rip ball. Clearly. 1, 2, 3 fouls there.
Walker took the brunt of it. Von Leo come back in. Back to the line, KK Deans. Gets that free throw. She's got double digits with 10. She had just 1 point at halftime. And again, it's a 2-possession game.
Ole Miss continues to answer the bell.
Fauntleroy, quick look, not a good look. Places the iron all the way around. Baylor trying to find someone to foul, and finally they'll go with Deans again. And the Ole Miss Rebels fans are starting to feel it.
And you shoot free throws your whole life as a basketball player. Every day in practice, at shoot-arounds, in the summer, you're a little kid, you're in college. And in moments like this, it all has paid off for KK Deans.
Gets the first.
They believed they were a 4 seed, but Madison Scott has led this team.
And gets them both. Deans with 13 points, perfect from the line. 6 for 6. Shot from Walker, out of play, and that will do it. Still just a tick on the clock, 0.6 left. Baylor, 28 wins. They've won 12 of their last 14 coming into this one. But they get upset in this second round. And Grandma Pam Queen is happy, so is Coach Joe, because Ole Miss got there in 2023, and now, for the 3rd time since 1992, they're back to the Sweet 16, Mary. Can't say enough about what both of these teams did today.
You can't. 2 5 seeds today carry the day. And we'll be heading to the Sweet 16. The job that Coach Yo has done since inheriting this program and her 5-year senior, Madison Scott.
Ole Miss is heading to the Sweet 16 in Spokane. For Mary Murphy, I'm Chris Blank, and for our entire crew, thanks for being with us for the NCAA Championship. We've got Louisville TCU coming up next. We're sending it to Fort Worth. Brenda Benling, Andrea Lloyd.